252 million years ago, the ocean was a paradise of monsters. Then, the planet turned on itself. Volcanoes erupted for millennia, relentlessly pouring lava across an entire continent. The skies filled with poison, the oceans acidified, heated, and began to suffocate. This wasn't one disaster, it was a chain reaction of doom, a cascade of environmental collapse that pushed the planet to its absolute limit. Global temperatures spiked by a devastating 14 degrees Celsius. The oceans cooked, they turned to acid as they absorbed unimaginable amounts of carbon dioxide. And then, a truly nightmarish scenario unfolded. As oxygen vanished from the deep, vast blooms of bacteria churned out toxic hydrogen sulfide, rotten egg gas which filled the seas and likely poisoned the air. The entire food web, built over hundreds of millions of years, simply collapsed. In geological terms, it happened in a heartbeat. The result, the most profound extinction event life on Earth has ever known. 96% of all marine species vanished forever. The most successful predators, the strangest creatures, the builders of colossal reefs, all gone. Imagine an ocean stripped of almost all life, the vibrant sounds of a thriving ecosystem replaced by an oppressive, dead quiet. The silence on our planet lasted for millions of years. This was the Great Dying, the single worst event in the history of complex life. And it begs the question, how does a planet even begin to recover from this? What, if anything, survived the apocalypse? And the most chilling question of all, could it happen again? The clues are buried in ancient rock, waiting to be uncovered. To understand the ocean's past is to see a warning for our future. Join us as we journey back to the day the ocean died. The full story is on the channel now. Don't forget to subscribe. 252 million years ago, the ocean was a paradise of monsters. Then, the planet turned on itself. This was the Great Dying, the single worst event in the history of life. Imagine a world teeming with life, a vibrant prehistoric ocean filled with strange and wonderful creatures. Giant reefs stretched for miles, bizarre-looking trilobites scuttled across the seafloor, and powerful predators ruled the waters. It was a golden age for marine life, but this paradise was about to become a living hell. It started with fire. In what is now Siberia, volcanoes began to erupt on a scale humanity has never witnessed. For nearly 1 million years, they spewed unimaginable amounts of lava and greenhouse gases, choking the atmosphere. This wasn't a single explosion. It was a constant, planetary-scale wound, bleeding poison into the sky. The consequences were catastrophic. The skies filled with toxic smog, blocking out the sun and triggering a runaway greenhouse effect. Global temperatures spiked by a staggering 14 degrees Celsius. The planet cooked. The oceans, which absorb heat and carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, were pushed past their breaking point. As they warmed, they could no longer hold enough oxygen. Vast stretches of the sea became anoxic dead zones, suffocating anything that couldn't escape. But it got worse. The massive injection of carbon dioxide turned the oceans acidic. 4 creatures with shells and skeletons made of calcium carbonate. Like corals and plankton, the acidic water was like dissolving in a chemical bath. They were the base of the entire marine food web, and they were dissolving. With the foundation gone, the entire ecosystem collapsed from the bottom up. And then came the final horrifying blow. In the oxygen-starved, toxic deep, a different kind of life began to thrive. Anaerobic bacteria that produce a deadly poison called hydrogen sulfide. This is the gas that smells like rotten eggs, and it is lethally toxic. The ocean began to belch this poison, filling the water and even seeping into the atmosphere. The water turned a sickly purple-green, and the air became deadly to breathe. It wasn't one disaster. It was a cascade of death, a chain reaction of doom. The ocean cooked, it turned to acid, it suffocated, and it belched poison. In geological terms, it all happened in a heartbeat. The toll was almost total. 96% of all marine species vanished forever. The most successful predators, the most bizarre and beautiful creatures, the architects of vast reef systems all gone. The oceans fell silent. A profound, empty silence that would last for millions of years. It took more than 5 million years for life to even begin to reclaim the desolate seas. The Great Dying was Earth's reset button, a complete wipe of the slate. So, why does this ancient apocalypse matter to us today? Because the mechanisms that caused it, massive carbon dioxide release, global warming, ocean acidification, and deoxygenation, are happening again. The Siberian traps released their carbon over hundreds of thousands of years. We are releasing ours in mere centuries. We are running the same experiment, but at a terrifyingly accelerated pace. Understanding the Great Dying isn't just a history lesson, it's a glimpse into our potential future. The past is a warning, a stark reminder of our planet's fragility and the consequences of pushing its systems too far. The story of the Great Dying is the story of how a planet dies, and how, against all odds, life finds a way to endure. To truly understand the ocean's past is to see our future. Thanks for watching. If you want to explore more stories from the deep, make sure to subscribe to the channel.